Hola amigos, I'm Spanish Dave and welcome back to verbmastery.com. We're on lesson 3.2 here, a regular Spanish verb tense overview. We'll go ahead and click into the instruction right here. Go ahead and close the side navigation and jump right in. So in Spanish, many verbs do not follow regular conjugation patterns in the present tense. These irregular verbs have unique changes that must be memorized. This section provides an overview of different types of irregular verbs in the present tense, each with their own specific rules and patterns. Stem changing verbs. There are three types of stem changing verbs: E to IE, O to UE, and E to I. Stem changing verbs, also known as boot verbs, undergo a vowel change in their stem when conjugated in the present tense. Notice the changes are covered by the parts of the boot. See below. So the first one is E to IE, the verb pensar. Notice there's a E in pensar, and that will change to IE. And again, it changes to IE underneath the boot. So if you take a look at those, there first we have pienso, piensas, piensa, pensamos. It's not under the boot, so the the E here does not change to IE. Pensáis and piensan, right? So again, all of these under the boot, the E changes to IE. And then if you're on the website, you can go into to learn more where the E, you can learn how the E to IE stem changing verbs, and you can practice them there. You can go ahead and click on that. Okay, the next one is O to UE. The example word is poder. See the O in poder, it changes to UE under the boot. Notice how the O it changes to UE right there. Okay, so we're going to jump right into that. Okay, are you ready? Now, if you want to know what these mean, you can go back to our lesson on the pronouns and learn more about what this whole chart is right here. But if you've been following along, then you'll know. Otherwise, jump back to that lesson and take a peek. So poder turns to puedo, puedes, puede, podemos, podéis, and pueden. Now, when you're learning Spanish, the idea is that you go over these verbs enough that they just sound right. It just sounds right to say puedo, and it doesn't, and it wouldn't sound right to say podemos, so it's just podemos, right? So you just keep hearing them and practicing them and saying them until they sound right. Again, be sure to practice these aloud. Say them aloud so that you really get the idea of how to say them, and also it triggers a part of your brain that helps with memory and being able to produce those later in the future. Number two, E to I, from the verb decir. And again, notice how the E changes to the I underneath the boot. All right, so digo, dices, dice, decimos, decís, and dicen. So under the boot, the E changes to an I. Again, this is for I. This is an IR verb right here, E to I. Irregular yo. Some verbs in Spanish are irregular only in the first person singular or yo form. These verbs follow regular patterns in all other verbs, but have unique changes in the yo form. For example, hacer means to do or to make. Here's some examples. Hacer becomes hago. Poner, which means to put, becomes pongo, which again would be I put, right? Salir, which is to leave or to go out, becomes salgo in the yo form. I am leaving or I'm going out. Let's practice some of these here. Notice there's just the irregular in the yo form only. It's hago, pongo, salgo, and then tú, there's no go, right? So these are all regular then. Haces, pones, sales, and el, ella, usted is hace, pone, sale. Nosotros hacemos, ponemos, salemos, oh, actually there's a little typo there. It should be salimos, Good catch here that we saw that. Vosotros is hacéis, ponéis, saléis. Actually, salís. Ooh, a couple little typos. We need to fix that. By the time you get to that, it should be fixed. And then ellos, ellas, and ustedes. Hacen, ponen, and salen. Okay. Now let's look at verbs with irregularities in all forms. Certain verbs have irregularities in all forms of the present tense conjugation. These verbs do not follow a specific pattern and must be learned individually. Examples include ir, which means to go, ser, which means to be, and we'll take a look at those below. Ir, it is a common irregular. Excuse me. Yo is voy, which means I go, I do go, or I'm going. Tu is vas, which means you go, you do go, you are going. Ella, usted va, which means he goes, she goes, or you go. Or he, she, you do go, or he, she, or you are going. The next one is nosotros vamos. We go. We do go, or we are going. Vosotros vais. You all go. You all do go. You all are going. And ellos, ellas, or ustedes is van. They or you all go. They or you all do go. And they or you all are going. The next one, ser, is another very common irregular. Yo soy. This is very different, which means I am. Tú eres means you are. Él, ella, usted es, he, she, or you are. Nosotros somos, we are. Vosotros sois, you all are. And ellos, ellas, or ustedes son, which means they or you all are. And again, you can learn more about verbs that are irregular in all forms and practice them here. Go just click on that page. So the next section, next part here, irregular verbs with spelling changes. Some verbs undergo spelling changes and maintain pronunciation consistency when conjugated. These changes usually occur in specific forms to preserve the original sound of the verb. For example, verbs ending in GER or GIR change the G to J before an A or an O. For example, recoger, to pick up, becomes recojo. If it was spelled with a G, it would be recogo. So it needs to be recojo in the yo form. And elegir becomes elijo in the yo form instead of eligo. So again, a G followed by an A or an O makes a hard sound. Recogo. But again, we have to change it to the J to make it sound right. Recojo. So spelling changes in the yo form. Recoger. Yo recojo. I pick up. Tú recoges. You pick up. Ella, usted recoge. He, she, or you pick up. Oh, nice little typo there also. That should be fixed by the time you're back. Nosotros recogemos, we pick up. Vosotros recogéis, you all pick up. And ellos, ellas, and ustedes recogen means they or you all pick up. Next, Spanish changes in the yo form with elegir. I'm just going to zip through these. Elijo, which means I choose. Eliges, elige, elegimos, elegís, and eligen. Now, most common irregular verbs. There are several commonly used irregular verbs in the present tense that you will encounter frequently. These include verbs like tener, to have, venir, to come, and decir, to say, and oír, to hear. Each of these verbs has its own unique set of irregularities that you will need to memorize. Let's go over them. Tener. Remember, the yo is, actually, there's yo is irregular with a G, and then the E turns to IE. So look at this. There's a few different irregulars here. Yo tengo. Tú tienes. Ella, usted tiene. Nosotros tenemos. Vosotros tenéis. And ellos, ellas, or ustedes tienen. The next one, venir. We're going to go vengo. Vienes. Viene. You can see what they mean right there and which pronoun it's used for there. Venimos, venís, vienen. Okay, the next one is decir. Yo digo, dices, dice, decimos, decís, and dicen. Again, be sure and repeat these aloud to connect that part of your brain, help you remember, and to be better enable you to say them easier in the future. The next one, oír. Oigo. Oyes. Notice we put a Y in here. Oye. Oímos. Oís. And oyen. And our conclusion. By understanding and practicing these different types of irregular verbs, you will improve your fluency and accuracy in Spanish. Each category of irregular verbs has its own rules and patterns, making it easier to learn them systematically. Keep practicing and refer to detailed conjugation charts for each type of irregular verb to master their forms. Now, since you'll notice here, since I am not logged in, it's not giving me the chance to mark this off, right? I can go to the next lesson or previous, so I need to log in. That's the benefit of logging in. And that is it. Gracias por estar conmigo, amigos.